Righty. Good morning and welcome to the registration webinar for the Regional Alliance Marketplace for Procurement, also known as RAMP. My name is Joanne Maranan, and on behalf of the Office of Procurement, we are pleased that you could join us today for this informative presentation. Today's webinar will include an overview of the RAMP registration process, including some commonly asked questions asked regarding registration, certifications, and opportunities. RAMP offers a vast number of contracting opportunities with the City of Los Angeles, as well as with other regional partners who also use this platform to post opportunities. Please know that this presentation is being recorded and you will receive a copy of the recording, the slide deck, and the chat history. We also kindly ask that you mute yourselves in order to clearly hear today's presentation. If you have any questions or comments during the presentation, feel free to drop them via the chat function, where we have staff available to answer your questions there in real time. However, if time permits at the end of our presentation, we may take a few questions from the chat function and answer them verbally before the session ends at noon. We hold these webinars on a monthly basis, and we would like to know how many new folks have joined us this month. As such, we have a short survey that we ask you to respond to for our own information. We would like to know if you have ever attended one of our RAMP webinars or presentations in the past. Please take a moment to respond. Pam, can you please show us the results of the poll? Alrighty. Well, it's good to see how many new and returning attendees we have joining us for today's webinar. Thank you for participating. Shannon Hoppus serves as the City Procurement Officer for the City of Los Angeles. Shannon has been the chief proponent of this platform and has been instrumental in securing the participation of the regional partners added to this platform of opportunities. Welcome, Shannon.
Thanks, Joanne, and good morning to all of you. Great to see so many new businesses showing up on today's webinar. We're happy to have you and happy to share with you what RAMP is all about. So let's get to it. Next slide, please. So what is RAMP? RAMP is our Regional Alliance Marketplace for Procurement. So as mentioned, it is where the city posts or lists all the things that we want to buy, all the things we want to purchase. So really it is your first glimpse into whether or not your business is suitable for entering into a contract with the city of LA. This is where the majority of our spending happens. It's now really representing over $5 billion of opportunity. But as Joanne mentioned, we do have regional partners that also use RAMP, looking for additional vendor pools for their contracting opportunities. So all in all, RAMP represents really over $10 billion worth of procurement opportunities. Again, we do have both public sector and private sector being added to this space, again, looking for new vendor pools to fulfill their contracting needs. Next slide, please. The goals and objectives of RAMP is to really centralize as many contracting opportunities onto one platform as possible, really making it easier for vendors, for contractors such as yourself to see as many of these opportunities in one space. It's with the goal of, again, making sure that you are connecting with our buyers, making sure that these buyers and managers are visible to you so that you may connect with them and start to build a rapport with them. It's also a way for you to start to form relationships with prime contractors, Many of you today are probably considered subcontractors, smaller businesses that would be likely to partner with a prime contractor. So this is a really good way for you to get familiar with the space and the contractors that are already doing business with the city of Los Angeles. Next slide. These are some of our partners that are already posting or using Ramp in some way. At the top there, you can see LA28. LA28 is going to be pushing a lot of their contracting opportunities as well as their events and needs through Ramp. So even if you're not interested in doing business with the city of LA necessarily, this is still a really good resource to add to your tool belt or your toolkit to assist you in growing and scaling your business. As you can see, there's many other public and private sector partners that are also using Ramp in different ways. Many of them advertise their events here. So again, even if they aren't necessarily posting their opportunities, they may be advertising their events, their outreach events. So this is a way for you to get familiar with many of these agencies and how they enter into contracts with various vendors. Next screen. Again, this is a platform that is continuously changing. It's adding new vendors, new agencies to this space. This is a space where you as a contractor can build a business profile. This is something that we created in Ramp with the intention of you being able to advertise your business, talk about who you are, brag about who you are, brag about who you've done business with. This is, again, a way that you can also market your business to other prime contractors, to other subcontractors. This is a space where you can really gain a lot of really important information. This is where you can gain a better understanding, again, of the contracting requirements, as well as certifications. If you're interested in becoming a certified business, we offer some of those certifications for free. And those that we do not offer, we can help direct you to the appropriate certification agencies. So again, this is really a marketplace of sorts that is in the name. So you can, again, connect with one another and be better suited to enter into a contract at some point in time. Next slide. Again, what makes it unique is that this is all about connectivity. We really can't emphasize this enough. The entry or the ability to register onto Ramp is free. So there's really no barrier in registering here and seeing if it suits your company's needs. It really gives you opportunities, exposure to opportunities beyond the city of LA. So again, emphasizing that even if you're not ready to enter into a contract with the city of LA, this is still a vital component of really understanding the space and preparing yourself, especially if you're interested in maybe competing for some of the opportunities for the Olympics. Even though that's in the future, this is still something you want to gain some insights into, so you're not scrambling at the last minute to understand how to register or how to use the system. So we really encourage you that you actually build your profile by the end of today's webinar and get familiar with this space and all the players that are in it as well. Again, it is suitable for all types of procurement, from construction to professional services to commodities. So whatever you might be selling, this is still a great space for you to register. And last but not least, I do want to add in those business profiles, you would add your NAICS codes. Those are your industry standard codes. Those are the codes that identify the type of business you are. So that is how you get matched with the various postings or solicitations that we put on Ramp. So it's very important to build out your profile as best you can to get the most out of Ramp. You can actually add up to 10 NAICS codes. And we will talk about that in just a bit. Next slide. And now I'm going to hand it back to Joanne to show us a quick video from one of our contractors.
Hi, my name is Kevin Ramsey, and I'm president of Alameda Construction Services. We've been in business since 1997. We are a site concrete contractor. We do curb and gutter, sidewalks, driveways, that type of work. We also do minor structural concrete. We use Ramp to find out about opportunities, and also when we're looking for work, we go to Ramp and search the site and see what opportunities are out there. And every agency in the city has their own contracts, but you can find out all about that when you register with Ramp. And then, because that's where you go to look for the project. So all the city agencies put all of their bid opportunities in Ramp. The advice that I would recommend is keep the faith. You could do this. Find your opportunities, find something that'll fit for your company, find something that'll fit for your scope of work. The most important thing is to register in Ramp, because once you register in Ramp, then you find the opportunity. Sometimes the opportunity find you. You know, people are looking for you. So look in Ramp at least 2 or 3 times a week. Find the opportunity that you like. Put your proposal in, learn from your proposal, and do it again. Do it again, do it again, and then one of these times you're gonna get the opportunity to do it, and then once you do it, you do a good job so they can call you back. That's how we do our business. You know, we like to do repeat business with customers that like to do business with us. That's how you stay in business. That's how you get business with Ramp. It's a great opportunity. Don't miss out. Make sure you register, go there and look and send your proposals in.
We apologize. We're experiencing a little bit of a technical difficulty with our internet connection. So if you can just hold on for 2 seconds, we'll be right back to continue. If we can't reconnect, we'll have someone else carry on. And that might be me. Thank you very much for your patience.
Hello, just checking in with my audio. I apologize for the technical difficulties. I believe I can continue, Liz.
Excellent. Thank you.
Alrighty. Thank you, everyone. Apologies for the technical difficulties. Let's carry on. Thank you for that testimonial from Kevin Ramsey on the benefits of Ramp, and we are glad that it has served him well as an important resource for his business. Now for an overview of the Ramp registration process. The first step is to click on the Login Register green colored button on the top right-hand corner to begin the registration process. After doing so, you will be taken to the Angelino account landing page. Please sign in by entering your email address. The registration process can be done rather quickly, taking about 15 minutes to complete. Next, please enter your email again. Make sure that your password includes uppercase, lowercase, a number, and special characters. And for your phone number, it's recommended that you list your cell phone number. Lastly, be sure to check I'm not a robot, then click on the blue register button. The system will indicate that a verification email has been sent to you, so proceed to check your email for verification from Angelino. You should receive a Welcome to Angelino email. Angelino is the city's single sign-on system, which allows users to log into several city websites with a single login credential. An Angelino account is required in order to register and log into RAMP. Activate your account by clicking on the green link within the email. Fill out the noted fields. For sole proprietorships, your name is the company name, not the DBA. Do not put a DBA as your company name. Sole proprietorships will not be required to add a tax ID. As noted on the slide, filling out your company's information will also enable you to determine whether your company is already registered in RAMP. This is important in order to avoid establishing a duplicate account. Your title must be typed in where indicated. For sole proprietorships, enter the owner's name. Complete all of these sections and only enter a registered DBA. DBAs are registered with the county where your business is located. You may add a logo if you have one. In the summary section, this is your opportunity to clearly describe what your company does. The space allows a maximum of 200 characters, not including spaces, so be concise. For the business address section, do not use a PO box. Use a physical address, otherwise the system will reject your entry. Please note that your phone number requires dashes. Please also enter your email address. If you have a business tax registration certificate or BTRC, please enter that number. Otherwise, contact the city's Office of Finance to apply for one. Your BTRC only applies if your business is located within the City of LA or if you're interested in doing business with the City of LA. While it does not contain an asterisk indicating a required field to be filled out, please indicate whether your company is a for-profit or non-profit business. The most important step is register as, where it is encouraged that the prime/sub designation is selected. By selecting this option versus selecting only prime or only sub, you increase the number of notifications you may receive regarding all opportunities related to your business type. Please note that these designations refer to all types of vendors, not to be confused with only those in the construction field. The North American Industry Classification System, or NAICS codes, can be found on your taxes on the header under Box B, or you can find the codes at the U.S. Census website at the address noted on the slide. These codes are related to your business industry and are 6 digits long. By completing this section, you will be notified of contracting opportunities that relate to your business industry. Please review your company's NAICS codes to make sure that the codes listed under your company's profile are relevant to your company's type of work. Keep in mind that only your company's administrator can change your company's NAICS codes. See the user manual section for the support documentation on how to update your company's NAICS codes if necessary. At this stage, you may complete the demographics that relate to you as the business owner. The other identifying info drop-down space is for identifying male, female, or other. Number of employees is optional if under 20. For annual revenue, this information is optional to provide. For the work history section, it is your opportunity to talk about your work experience. You may wish to use any information from a LinkedIn account if you have one. This slide lists the various certifications that you may have applied for and serves as a space for verification of your current certifications with recognized agencies. You may skip the certification step if it does not apply to you. Otherwise, if certifications were completed by any of the other entities as noted on the left side of the slide, know that they are recognized by the City of Los Angeles as well. If you skip this section initially, Know that you may return to it later if or when you have certifications to list. You are now at the end of your registration process, where you can review your profile listing your business information. Please take time to review it carefully, especially the administrator details, company name, and tax ID, as these fields can only be changed by RAMP support. After reviewing the information, scroll all the way to the bottom and click on the green Submit button. You are officially registered in RAMP when you see the Thank you for registering message. As stated on all vendor profiles, the City of Los Angeles does not endorse, takes no responsibility for, nor exercises control over the information by the linked organizations. The City of Los Angeles is also not responsible for its view, content, nor does it vouch for the accuracy or accessibility of the information. The City of Los Angeles also cannot authorize the use of copyrighted materials containing linked websites. Users must request such information and authorization from the sponsor or owner of the linked website. Now for a review of some RAMP resources. To access these resources, please click on Support at the top right-hand corner next to the Login Register button, where you will locate frequently asked questions regarding registration, your RAMP profile, certifications, and other helpful information. You may also wish to refer to the set of frequently asked questions that were included in the initial email regarding your RAMP webinar registration. You can also access user manuals for submitting your company compliance documents, for understanding the Business Inclusion Program or BIP outreach process, as well as how to add NAICS codes and licenses to your profile. We highly recommend that you take the time to review these resources before submitting a snow ticket requesting technical assistance, as they may provide the information you are seeking. Now we would like to cover some frequent account-related questions. After you have registered, you may have some additional account questions. One question includes, how do I update my business profile? We could recommend that you refer to the Account Management Manual for guidance on how to manage users, pending or adding, and how to update your account. Only the noted administrator can edit Business Inclusion Program or BIP roles and access to other users, can deactivate inactive users, add users, request certification verification, and submit compliance documents. Please know that you cannot delete users. You can only deactivate them, and this is to prevent them from creating a new account. All users must have an Angelino sign-in account and must have been added to your account during the registration process. See page 7, section 3A of the Registering on RAMP New Registration Manual for more information. Another account-related question may be, how do I change company names and tax IDs? The company name and tax ID are two fields the account administrator cannot change. In order to do so, please send a request by submitting a RAMP web form using the link shown on the slide and attach official documentation such as the California Secretary of State filing, Business Tax Registration Certificate or BTRC, or tax account documents that support these changes. One last account-related question we receive often is, how do I change the company account administrator? If the current administrator is no longer with the company and or unable to request the administrator change, we ask that you send a request by submitting a RAMP web form using the link shown on the slide and attach a letter on your company's letterhead. The letter should be signed by someone who is legally authorized to sign your company's documents, and it should state the following information: the RAMP ID, the company name of the RAMP account, the name and email address of the new RAMP administrator. Please note that the administrator's login should be an email address assigned to an individual and not a group email. Please note that if a group email is chosen as the administrator email, those who have access to the email will also have access to edit the RAMP account and make any changes. The new administrator should create or already have an Angelino and RAMP user account. A new administrator can only be named if the person has both Angelino and RAMP user accounts. And finally, the reason for the change. Now we will cover some certifications related questions. One common question about certifications is, what are the qualifications to be recognized as a certified company? The certifications FAQs can provide guidance on the qualifications for the certifications listed on this slide: Disadvantaged Business Enterprise or DBE, Disabled Veteran Business Enterprise or DVBE and DVBE for LAWA, Minority-Owned Business Enterprise or MBE, and Women-Owned Business Enterprise or WBE, Small Business Enterprise Los Angeles or SBELA, Emerging Business Enterprise or EBE, Local Business Enterprise or LBE, Small Business Enterprise or SBE Proprietary, and Harbor Local Business Enterprise Certifications or LBE. Another common certification question is, how do I apply to be a certified company recognized by the City of Los Angeles? The Office of Contract Compliance or OCC, Certification Outreach, Regulations, and Enforcement or CORE, is responsible for administering the city's certification program and verifies certifications. You may visit the OCC website for more information as noted on the slide. Currently, only the following certifications can be applied for through RAMP: the Local Business Preference Program or LBPP certifications, which include the Local Business Enterprise or LBE, the City Business Enterprise or CBE, the Local Small Business or LSB, and the Local Transitional Employer or LTE. Also, the Local State Disabled Veteran Business Enterprise DVBE for LAWA, used only by the Los Angeles World Airports, and the Local Business Enterprise Harbor or LBE, used only by Harbor or the Port of LA. The Certifications on RAMP user manual can provide guidance on how to request verification or recognition of current certifications and how to apply for the noted certifications on RAMP. Please note that when applying for any certifications, the legal name of your company should be used. Another common certification question is, my company is already certified. How do I request to be recognized as such on RAMP? Please download the Certifications on RAMP user manual, which outlines the process for how to request verification of your current certifications to be listed on RAMP. But remember that you must already be a certified company in order to be verified as such on RAMP. Now for questions about opportunities. To be clear, when we speak about opportunity or opportunities, we are referring to contracting opportunities with either the city or any of our regional partners who use RAMP to advertise their need for particular contractors. Some common opportunity-related questions include, how can I view or download the documents listed with an opportunity? You must be a registered RAMP user and logged into RAMP to download and view the documents listed under an opportunity. How can I be notified when an opportunity is posted online? Registered and active users on RAMP will receive the notifications. When an opportunity matches the NAICS code in your company's profile, you will receive a notification. Another opportunity-related question includes, how do I get more information on a specific opportunity? If you have a question about an opportunity, please contact the department contact person listed for that opportunity, who can answer questions regarding that specific opportunity. This slide and the following 3 slides will show how to navigate through an opportunity to help you find the opportunity contact person. On your account, go to Search for Opportunities. Fill in the information on the filters on the left side to customize the opportunity search. Then click on any opportunity you are interested in, such as innovative partnership as shown by the red arrow. This slide shows the opportunity details, which includes the contact person. If you're interested in bidding on this opportunity, you may click the Add to Bookmarks button to save the opportunity for future reference. Once you go back to your account, you may click Bookmarks on the left side under the Company Details list of items in order to access any bookmarked opportunities. The Opportunity Innovative Partnership will be saved to your account profile. Now for a review of questions regarding compliance documents. When responding to a city opportunity, please know that you will be required to submit some contracting compliance documents with your proposal, and any remaining documents will be required at the time of contract execution should you be selected as a contractor. Regarding the submission of compliance documents, please know that all companies registered on RAMP may complete compliance documents in advance or at the time of responding to a contracting opportunity. All forms may only be completed and submitted by the company administrator on RAMP under the Compliance Documents section of your business profile as shown on the next slide. Each form is only valid for a specified amount of time as indicated. You may refer to the Company Compliance Documents Manual under the RAMP Support section for detailed submission instructions. However, please note that these instructions do not apply to bidders or proposers responding to contracting opportunities advertised by the Los Angeles World Airports, the Port of Los Angeles, or the Department of Water and Power. Under the Compliance Documents section of your business profile, you may upload your disclosure ordinance and equal benefits or first source hiring ordinance affidavits, as well as your Executive Directive 35 compliance information. The submitted forms will be verified by the city's Bureau of Contract Administration, or BCA, only if your company is a successful proposer or bidder selected for contract award. Lastly, pursuant to Executive Directive 35, if a bidder is selected and awarded for a contract, and if the contractor is a for-profit company or corporation, the contractor shall, within 30 days of the effective date of the contract and on an annual basis thereafter, i.e. within 30 days of the anniversary of the effective date of the contract, report the following information to the city via RAMP: the contractor's and any subcontractor's annual revenue, number of employees, location, industry, race and ethnicity, and gender of the majority owner. The purpose of ED 35 is to collect standardized information from businesses that the city contracts with in order to determine which areas, industries, and types of businesses are faced with barriers to contracting. The data collected is for informational and statistical purposes only and will not be used in the bid or proposal submission, bid evaluation, or awarding process. For specific reporting instructions, please refer to the ED 35 compliance procedure on RAMP support and on the link noted. Lastly, we would like to offer some additional business resources. Please know that we have conducted a number of informative small business webinars to provide small businesses with resources and guidance on how to do business with the city. A link to the YouTube recordings is also available for your use in accessing these past webinars. Also included on the slide are other helpful business resources for your reference. And that completes our presentation for today, and we hope this information has been helpful in getting you registered on RAMP, as well as answering some commonly asked questions and demonstrating some key functions. Should you require additional RAMP information or assistance, please submit your request through our web form, which can be accessed at the address on this slide. You may also wish to follow us on our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. At this time, we do have a few more minutes to verbally respond to a couple of questions from the chat. We would also like to welcome Elizabeth Diaz and Shannon Hoppus to assist in answering some questions.
All right, do we want to go through the chat first or have everyone unmute? I think we may have covered the
Yes,
chat.
the chat looks very much answered. Thank you to Ramp support. I do see a hand up. Susan, if you could please unmute yourself and
Hi. My name is Susan. I'm a live event producer and director. I have an event production company, and I've listened to a couple webinars. I actually had somebody sign me up, but I'm not really seeing that this might not be the right place for contractors in like that capacity. Is this more geared towards people who do concrete and pavement and building, or is there also people, because I know marketing was in there, but is there somewhere for, let's say, when the Olympics come in and they're doing events?
Ramp is really for any and all contractors, and at any given time the needs could change. That could be from the city's perspective or any of our partners. We don't know exactly what the Olympics are going to be looking for, but they aren't procuring right now for LA needs. So that is why you would want to be registered here, fill out your NAICS codes. So when that particular solicitation is posted, you get an automatic email.
Right.
So you don't have to keep, checking in with Ramp. However, some of our partners are really actually scraping more of the vendor pool instead of actually posting, and then they might do their own outreach. So again, it might not be a flood of things that match your business necessarily, but it's one more tool for you to access, and have running in the background in the event, any of the city or our partners have a need for your services.
100%. So I guess the question is, if there's not a code that really is in alignment with the services that I offer, is there a way to enter something manually or something like that?
So Liz, go ahead.
Yeah, it would have to be a code that is that exists within the NAICS series of classification, industry classifications. Tell me again the business that you're in.
Live event production.
So production, yeah, I'm pretty sure if you scroll through the codes, do you already have an account with us, or you're looking to establish?
I did log in and set one up, but then kind of got to this place where I got stuck a little bit. So I don't want to take up too much of your time, but maybe I will use the email you provided if I have a hard time finding something that is more suitable.
And again, you can do up to 10. So you might want to do, the one, if you find one that is very specific to you, that in addition to others that, might touch your business in some way.
Got it. Thank you so much for answering.
Of course.
Alrighty. I also see Ruth with her hand up. Go ahead.
Hello? Yeah, okay. So I'm on Ramp right now, and I'm just trying to find my Ramp ID because I needed to sign up with LAWDP, and I can't find it. I'm in my profile. Do you know where that number, that ID would be?
Yes, so if you click your business profile on the top options, if you click My Business Profile, it should show up in that top box once you click it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I see a question from, now I have to scroll back up, from Catherine King. She asked, are there opportunities for small business grants? Just to be clear, Ramp lists contracting opportunities, not grant opportunities. So the city doesn't give out funding just to small business. I'm guessing maybe startups or something like that you may be interested in. Catherine, and if you wanted to unmute yourself and explain further, but it's really for providing services. So it's contracting opportunities. So we would say we need, you know, engineering or architecture or, social service kind of opportunity for, provide those kind of services. And then you would, based on your industry, you would get notified of any opportunities that fit the kind of work that you do. And then you would submit a proposal based on the requirements that the department set forth in their opportunity document. So just to be clear about the distinctions between either grants or contracting opportunities, and I hope that answered your question.
Alrighty, I see another hand up from Monica Goodwin.
Hi, good morning. My question is in regards to a small business that is just starting up, such as mine. I am a scrub business for the medical industry and would like to tap into other servicing fields. And I'm just now beginning to get information about doing the contracting with RAMP and other entities. How does it work for a small business that is just starting up?
We can, gonna ask the support staff to put in the chat the link to our business source centers. They're citywide service centers that provide assistance to small businesses in addressing all startup questions for the most part. So I believe you might be able to get some assistance. We also have also resources. I'm going to ask again the staff to put up the resources. We did have a slide on our small business webinars that we did. We've done a series of those as well that can be helpful for our small businesses. And hopefully that information will be helpful to you. Shannon, I don't know if you want to add anything else.
Yeah, Liz is right. I mean, and there's other resources that are not within the city of LA that also provide resources for small businesses. I believe there's a site called Compete for LA that is attempting to aggregate, as many small businesses in that space just to inform them of other opportunities. There's again, the business source centers, but we are trying to aggregate more of those resources so we can point you to them if they aren't with the city of LA. But you can try also Compete for LA. I think they're attempting to direct small businesses in those ways.
Okay, and is there any requirement on you having to be in business for a certain amount of time before you're able to get a contract?
Not necessarily. You'll read the RFPs or whatever is put out in the solicitation, and it will identify what kind of experience they're looking for. So sometimes that does require a certain amount of experience and sometimes it doesn't. If you noticed on one of those slides that I mentioned, we also have a few of the hospitals participating. We have Cedars-Sinai, City of Hope. I don't know that you're necessarily wanting to get specifically into the hospitals. It sounded like you wanted to branch out, but that's just it. Is we don't begin to necessarily really know the needs of our partners.
Okay.
So, on any given day, they can have a need for your service and be wanting to tap into a small, emerging business and have those goals. They're all setting new goals for their companies and agencies. So, again, there's no barrier to entry here. You can see if it suits you and if it's providing you any value by registering.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a question in the chat asking whether there were opportunities to contract for rec and parks. Yes, there are. They have a lot of opportunities. They post a lot of opportunities. So you may search on RAMP for that department. But again, if you have a code that relates to that type of work, you'll be notified of any opportunities that Rec and Park posts on ramp. Raul Castro, you have a question? You may unmute yourself and ask. Raul, you have your hand up?
Oh, sorry about that. I only unmuted my headset. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. So I wanted to go over real quick prime contractors. I heard you mention it. I wrote it down. I put a question mark, but I don't know. I kind of spaced out there afterwards. Could you just go over real quick what the difference between a prime contractor and a regular contractor is?
Well, the prime is usually when opportunities are sent out, it is for the prime contractor to respond, but sometimes the work, depending on what it is, may also, there may also be an opportunity for the prime to enlist the assistance of subcontractors. And so what we do recommend when you're registering on RAMP is there's categories of in terms of either prime, sub, or prime/sub. You can register as any of those. We recommend that you register as a prime/sub. That way you get notified of opportunities not only for primes, but maybe those also that are available to subcontractors, especially when primes, there are occasions when primes are required to do what we call the business inclusion outreach, program outreach. And so if you're listed also as a sub, you may then get the notification, the outreach notification that there are opportunities to serve as a subcontractor for a prime who is responding to a particular opportunity. So hopefully that answered your question about the distinctions between the prime and a sub.
Yes, absolutely. That makes perfect sense. One more question. As far as the NICS codes, we're a private security company. I tried looking up some codes for that, but they weren't exactly 2 digits, so I couldn't really, attach it to my profile there.
Yeah, usually when the 2 digits come up, then you just keep clicking on there's a series of subcategories that will come up that will refine the code that you might be looking for. So I think you just need to probably click a little further to get a refinement of the codes. There, we just put in the chat again, the NICS code manual. So that manual will be helpful in guiding you in how to refine your code that best relates to the work that you do.
Okay, great. One last question. I know that we're going to get a video transmission of this meeting, but are we going to get the chat transmission as well? Because there was a lot of helpful resources there.
Yes, you'll get the recording. You'll get everyone who's registered on today's webinar will receive the recording, the slide deck, and the chat history. Absolutely.
Great. Thank you, ladies.
Any other questions? And by the way, I think I also saw a question from someone in the chat asking if we're going to do this again. Yes, I believe Joanne mentioned that we do hold these on a monthly basis, usually the fourth Wednesday of the month at this time at 11. We'll usually notify you. If not, that information will also be listed on RAMP. So feel free if you want to listen to the presentation again, and you're always welcome to join us again for more information. And certainly, I believe it's helpful because these questions vary. And sometimes you get additional information from the questions that are asked by the participants. So we always welcome you to join us again on a monthly basis.
And another thing you can do just to help educate yourself is attend what we call pre-bidders conferences. So these are conferences where the departments that have posted the solicitation will go over the details. So it is a space that you can enter. It is public. A lot of them are held virtually now. I think even the vast majority are still held virtually, but this is a space where you can hear the type of questions that are being asked of the departments, so you can become familiar with them, and things that you might want to know and things that you might want to consider. It's also a place where you can see who is in the room, what prime contractors are in the room, in order for you to start to build those relationships with them. Those relationships are very important. Most primes want to work with someone that they can trust, that they're familiar with, that they've built a relationship with. So those relationships are very important to the success of you entering into a contract, or at least serving as a subcontractor to a contract. But as we were touching on the subs and primes earlier, you can also enter into a contract as a prime. So you are the direct contractor with the city of LA. Other opportunities again would be the subcontractor opportunity, where you are a sub to that prime who has entered into the contract with the city of LA. So lots of opportunities, and a lot of them are based on relationship building. So we really encourage you to use RAMP as that resource to start building those relationships as well. I think we have a few more minutes, so use them up. You have access to a great team here that is happy to answer your questions on the chat, and we're happy to answer whatever else you might want to ask.
Shannon, there was a follow-up question, I believe,
Okay.
regarding the pre-bidders conference. Sorry, Shay Moore asked, how do I sign up for that?
So go ahead, Liz. Sorry.
Not a problem. So usually when a department or a partner, usually we can certainly speak for the city of Los Angeles. Most departments will hold a proposers conference for the particular opportunity that has been released. So if you're responding to an opportunity, the information about the proposers conference will be provided within the opportunity document, whether it be a request for proposals or qualifications. So it varies. So you would sign up based on the information that's provided regarding the proposers conference. So I hope that answers the question. And I see another question. How does one start the process for the minority-owned business certification? I think we have listed in the chat several resources for the certifications. We have webinars and manuals and other resources. There we go. And they just listed all of them and videos also. So hopefully we have tons of information on how to access the certification information on RAMP. Hopefully that will be helpful to you, Hayden. Are the meeting you're talking about listed on RAMP? So Shay, the information that we're talking about is, again, when you're responding to a particular opportunity, the information will be contained both on RAMP. There are specific dates that are listed on any opportunity. And so they list when the opportunity was released, when it's due, and then the other date, of course, is the proposers conference. So that information will be listed based on the particular opportunity that you will be or may be interested in responding to. So it'll vary.
Alrighty, it seems like we're coming up on time. Thank you again to Elizabeth and Shannon and our support staff for answering the questions. Just a reminder that this presentation was recorded and you will receive a copy of it, the slide deck, and the chat history. Our next monthly RAMP registration webinar is scheduled for next month and on July 24th on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Thank you for joining us this morning and have a great day.